on YouTube, but if you don't find us, Jeremy Davis and Duane Richins, Door to Door Realtor. We do every Monday. In fact, I just went live. We get on YouTube and it streams to all the platforms from Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, and we go through and do role play sessions and do a lot of stuff just to give training back. As you guys get to know us better, you're going to see that that's really what we do is just want to train the crap out of everybody to help them be better, sell a lot more real estate. And so a lot of people are jumping on live right now, but we can invite you to get on live with us and literally stream with us on all these platforms and help you get better if you're not embarrassed to role play in front of people. We're going to do some of that today. In fact, we have a brand new AI role play that's going to be me. You'll role play against me directly. We're going to pull some people up and do that today as well. So guys that are online, watch. We're just getting started in LA. People are late. We've got YouTube or LA people, traffic, whatever. But and standard realtors, they always show up at least 15 minutes late. But we've got 120 seats booked here today. So we'll probably get to where we're standing room only. But guys, today we're going to have Red Suit come up here in just a second to get this thing kicked off. But make sure to ask a lot of questions. That's really what we want. We want to see you guys asking questions. And we want to give this time back to you guys to train you. So Red Suit, we're 10 o'clock, brother. Let's go. Get up here and kick us off.
Whoa. Uh-oh. That excitement right there. I got you. 10-second roll, right? All right. So who woke up at 4 a.m., hopped on 2 connectors to be out here with Jeremy and Duane this morning? This guy. My name is Scott Orson. I am known as the Red Suit Realtor on Instagram. And I've been in the real estate space. I started in 2000 and I was just getting good. I was getting good there, wasn't it? I actually bought my first investment property. I was living in California at the time. It was a foreclosure. Are you guys familiar with Gore Hills?
Yes.
That was the first home I bought. Renovated it. Me and my wife, well, she was my fiance at the time. We got married in that backyard. It was the most amazing day ever. And then she wanted to move to Utah a year later. So we moved to Utah, and a tenant said, "Hey, I want to rent your house out. I teach school. I teach kids at school." So I was like, "This is fantastic. He's great. He wants to do all this." Well, about 3 months later, he stopped paying rent. And then about 6 months later, I couldn't get a hold of him. He was going through my mail. And I got some advice from a realtor, and the realtor said, in California, they have squatter laws. It might cost you $50,000 to $100,000 to evict that tenant. I was 1,000 miles away in Utah. And so ultimately, I ended up losing that home to foreclosure that me and my amazing wife of 17 years, we got married in. So that's my real estate story. And it taught me a couple things. Number one is that realtor didn't give me the best advice. Did not give me the best advice. Told me just let it go to foreclosure. I wish I wouldn't have let it go to foreclosure. Short term, it would have been a better fit. I should have hired a squatter to squat on top of the squatter. That's what I should have done.
Yeah. And
secondly, I realized that I needed to learn how to do real estate a different way. That wasn't the standard quo. That was, different. And so from that, I couldn't get loans. So I learned the creative finance game. And I started leveraging and finding deals. And money started to flow in, not the traditional way. And so I've been flipping homes for almost 20 years now. I've done it in California. I've done it in Nevada and Utah. And I'm on a mission to help 1,000 people fix and flip their first home. So that's my goal. That's my vision. Now, why I'm here is because a lot of those people that I teach and train are realtors. So I'm in the process of helping a lot of real estate agents flip homes. And they're realtors, and I'm a realtor. And guess what? I actually list their homes for them. So there's some amazing door knocking strategies that are out there. And real estate, if you understand how to build your brand, how to build your network, you guys will absolutely crush it in the game. Door knocking is at my heart. When I was 15 years old, I would knock doors. I would do yard work. I would sell those little coupons. And so it's in my blood. I've sold security systems, and now I've been out knocking doors alongside of these guys. And it's so much easier to knock doors when you want to talk to somebody and say, hey, do you know how much your house is worth? And they're like, Zillow says it's worth 560. And you're like, oh yeah, this is going to be fun, right? And adding value with question-based selling. And so we're here to help you, support you, but I want to introduce two individuals that are very near and dear to my heart. I actually met them door knocking via social media. Who here's on Instagram, social media right now, YouTube? Raise your hand if you are. If you are, you're not. If you're not, it's crazy. It's free money. I get the majority of my business, my listings via social media, right? And if you understand the virtual door knocking and actual like building relationships, that's where you get this contract signed. You guys will absolutely crush in it. So super excited to be here, but I'm super excited to introduce these individuals that have like been my mentors in the door knocking space. We have a massive team, and they're all joining us left and right. And I'm just sending them to Jeremy and Duane because the biggest reason why I love them the most, not just because Jeremy sold 75 homes his first year as a realtor. I've heard that 1,000 times. That's a lot, by the way, 75 homes. But because these guys genuinely care, not only about the agents, but they actually care about the customer. And if you understand that this game is all about relationships 1,000%, you guys will win. You guys will double your production. And not only that, you'll be able to build a legacy for you and your family. So without further ado, I'd like to give it up to the door-to-door experts. Give it up for Jeremy and Duane.
Hi guys, it's gonna be a lot of fun. A lot of you follow us on social media. We're gonna dive in deep today, but this is all about you guys. We're here to help train you and get you where you need to be. So please raise your hand, stop us, let us help you learn the things you need to learn. We're gonna get interactive. I'm gonna have you guys role play with my new AI bot. We're gonna role play together. I'm gonna record it. We're gonna dissect it. You guys have probably seen me do this on YouTube. If you haven't, we're gonna have a lot of fun doing it today. And there's a lot of methodology that happens when we get into door-to-door sales. How many of you guys have knocked door-to-door for real estate? Raise your hand. Sweet. That's a good group. Good. We're going to dive in. So what to expect today? There's 5 takeaways. And we're going to show you how to put a lot of money in your pocket. So get ready to take a lot of notes. And we're going to fly through this and get you as much knowledge. Plan on 4 hours today of training. We're here to pound as much information as we can into you. So get ready to go it's like crazy because we're going to help you make a ton of money doing this. We're going to talk about how sales is a transfer of energy, how to operate like a CEO. Guys, after 2 years, I was able to stop prospecting completely. I sold 89 homes my first year part-time and then was able to completely stop prospecting. I haven't knocked a door in about 7 years. My business runs between 15 to 25 million a year, every year, just on repeat. And I spend about an hour and a half a day doing it. Does that sound fun? Yeah. Let's get you there. We're going to talk about that. So how to operate like a CEO, how to build a door-to-door prospecting business, working with investors, and social media. Cool thing about Red Suit, he's a beast when it comes to fix and flips. We've got Paige Steckling, who is our social media guru. And if you guys aren't following her, she's incredible. She's part of our group. So you have tons of access to some amazing people. Jeremy does a ton of social media. A lot of you guys know Jeremy because he's so good on social media. I see him hugging everybody as they walk in. He's like, oh yeah, it's been a year, man. But that's because he's so good with social media. So he'll talk a lot about that today. All right. Write down your 10 leaky buckets. What are the 10 things right now in your business that are hard for you, that you're struggling with, that you need to fix? One thing we've found, as you scribble down where your weak points are, and then we go through and do training, you're going to be able to find answers to those weak points because you're going to focus on that. And that's going to be something that every time we say something like, oh, crap, that fixes number 2. If I start doing that, that'll fix number 4. So take just a few minutes and jot down what are the 10 things that you need to change right now in your business to get you to where you're making $1 million in real estate. And for sure, $100,000 in the next 90 days. The biggest reason I want this to come up is this screen blows me away. It actually ticks me off. 74% of realtors last year sold 0 homes, you guys. 0. Isn't that crazy? How in the world are people living? Especially in high inflation and everything else is going on. 0 homes sold. 74%. 2% sold between 11 and 20 homes. Guys, one of the things that I say all the time, and I'm known for saying this, is a blind squirrel could find that nut. I feel like anybody that actually gets out and looks a little bit can find deals, right? And my personal opinion, like on our team, we're going to talk about our team and what we do there and in our coaching program. I expect people to put someone under contract every week, not every month, every week, because it's that easy. I sold 10 homes my first month as a real estate agent, you guys. I didn't have the slightest clue on how to do anything. In fact, I took month 2 off because I was in the broker's office fixing all the crap that I did wrong and fixing all the paperwork. And then month 3, I went out and sold 14 homes. Guess what? Month 4, I was back in the broker's office again. But I sold 24 homes in 2 months. This is more than most people are selling, period. It's ridiculous. I didn't even know what I was doing. So if I can do that, there's no way you guys aren't selling 50 homes a year. Okay? That's finding 2 people. That's it. 2 people a month that you can help them buy and sell. Simple? Sounds simple. It is simple. We're going to teach you how to do that. Okay? 0.14% sold 45 homes or more. So this is why we need to fix the industry. This is Jeremy and I's biggest vendetta, is to get out and train. If you've been to our YouTube channel, we've had so many people reach out and say, you guys give so much free information. We have sold so many houses just off watching your YouTube content. Our vision is to train you guys, to help you guys get to where you're successful. High tides raise all ships, and that's what we want. Our goal, Jeremy and I's goal, is not just to bring you into a program and take your money. We actually want leaders. We are growing so fast. We need people that can learn how to sell real estate very well and then be able to teach it. So our goals are to get you guys to where you're cranking in real estate, selling a lot of real estate. We're doing these events all over. In fact, tomorrow we're in Atlanta. Wednesday we're in Orlando. We're in Canada in February in multiple parts. We're doing these all over, and we're recruiting like crazy. We will recruit a team and put underneath you. How many of your brokers have told you guys that? Hey, go sell real estate. We'll put a whole team underneath you. Watch, I've got it all over YouTube. That is our goal, is to help people become successful, and then we'll build you as an organization to help you grow, okay? We want to fix the industry. I think that's the biggest thing. Here's a couple of people we've trained. Cameron Uri, you've probably seen him on YouTube a little bit. He quit about a year ago. He hasn't posted since. I trained him. So he's one of the guys I trained. Indiana. William, first-year agent. Last year sold $19 million with us as a first year, okay? Rachel, she's out in North Cal, Bay Area. Right now, her last week, I always do this in our coaching program. What is something you're doing really well? Talk about it for a few minutes. What's something you're struggling with? Her comment last year, she's a brand new agent. She's been in our program, what, Jared, 5 months?
About 5 months, yeah.
And she said, my problem is I've got too much business coming in. I don't know how to handle the listings, the buyers. And that's a problem that all of you guys want, right? So each one of these guys, Jeffrey sold over 30 last year, saw it up in New York. His biggest month prior to meeting with us was 3 under contract. He had 11 under contract at one point this last year at one time. Alabama, Billy, he's number what in Alabama now? Number 2 in the state. He was in our program. We got Sawhill up in Canada. George sells 25 million plus a year since he started our program. So here's a bunch of the different places we're at. We've got team members all over the U.S. So guys, we really want to teach you how to succeed. It doesn't matter what market you're in. In fact, cool story. We had a guy that was living in an apartment in Singapore. And it was a small apartment, 500 square feet with 5 kids. And it was a sad story. He's like, I broke, struggling. He paid for a coaching program, and He didn't know where to find area. Jeremy pulls up a map in Singapore, draws area. The guy goes out, starts doing 600 contacts a week. And Chris ends up taking 6 listings within 2 months. And then it was consistent, 6 in a month, 6 in a month. But the story's really cool because he'd have to take a canoe, get on an elephant, and then ride a while on an elephant and then get to his area. I mean, I would love something like that, right? But he was getting up at 4 a.m. to get to his area because it took him about 3 hours to get to the area where he knocked. But now has completely changed his life because of coaching. He would get on his coaching calls at midnight his time. There's all these kids laying on the floor in the background, and he's getting coached at midnight to get up the next day at 4 o'clock in the morning. So if you guys have the grit to do what we tell you to do, you're going to be crazy successful. There's not one person. Jeremy and I trained the rookie of the year for the last 7 years straight. So there's not one person that's ever done what we've told them to do that haven't been crazy successful. So, Jared, I'm going to let you dive in and take over Transfer Energy.
Cool. All right, you guys ready to take a ton of notes? This is where we get nitty and gritty. So we've got about 40 slides. I'm going to rock and roll on this. Duane, I'm going to get off Instagram if you want to take this. So if you watched my YouTube channel, you've never been to my YouTube channel. Okay, go right now. Real estate door to door. Jeremy, you'll find it on there. I want that to be the largest training platform that's for real estate agents. So that we get fixed up. So go follow there once a week. Duane's got so much content on his. So between both of us, you should be able to go put a lot of bills under contract. Where's the clicker?
Oh, I didn't even hook it up. Just touch the button. No, because we don't have it plugged into a USB. Yep.
Okay, so yeah, so my one thing is buy in for the next hour-ish. Just buy in, take a ton of notes, go through the activities that I've got planned for you, and you should, like with confidence, be able to go back to your market and put like 5 people under contract in the next 10 days. That's how detailed this training is. I want you to take a lot of notes, screenshot it, post it to your story, tag us, whatever you want. But like, let's rock and roll. We're just running through this. Okay, who knows this story and why I want to talk about this? So again, there's 5 principles. Let me go back. How do I go back? There we go. So there's 5 principles, right? Write these down, okay? So these 5 principles will solve all your issues that you wrote down. The 10 leaky buckets you have in your business. Between these 5 issues, we can solve that for you. You'll go sell a lot of real estate. The first one is sales as a transfer of energy. Duane and I train a lot of people all over the world. And this is the number one thing we have to fix with people, is the energy that they have with them. So who knows the story with Dan Lanning recently? Him and I think it was Wisconsin they played. What was the story here? So does anyone know what Wisconsin's known for? It's college football. What's Wisconsin known for?
Football.
Okay, geez, yes. In the fourth quarter against their opponents, what do they do? Okay, they play a song. It's called, what's it called? Jump on it. What's the name of it? Anyways, they play the song to like intimidate their opposing team. And so Dan Lanning with Oregon, they said, because they're going to face Wisconsin, they said, screw that team. We're going to dance while they dance, and it's not going to affect us. So watch this clip. It's really, really cool, and then we're going to do an activity together.
Both your response from you. Right? And they're right. All right, anybody familiar with Pavlov's dog? Very familiar with Pavlov's dog Sunday, because the dog is associated with food. Yeah, we know from the dirty perspective, the dopamine was released into the dog's brain. The dog's like, I want food now. And this game, and throughout this week, you're going to hear the song. It's going to release dopamine in your mind. It's going to tell you that you're hungry to go. And whenever we hear this, I want our temperature to change. I want the temperature of the room to change. Right? When we hear it in practice, I want you to say to yourself, it's not to get serious. When that song comes on, when it's in practice, I want you to reset your mind on what you're about to do. I want you to be relaxed in that moment. got to enjoy the moment. When it shows up, take advantage of it. Turn that switch in your mind. The Pat Love Dog. When you hear this song, what will be your response? Here we go, special teams.
Okay, so screenshot this. Take this quote down. I've been coached by the Tony Robbins program for the past 5 years, and it's been really cool to develop this passion for energy within my personal life. Can anyone read that for us in a loud voice?
The difference between peak performance and poor performance is not intelligence or ability. Most often, it's the state that your mind and body is in.
Okay, so again, cells with real estate then becomes a game of energy management. And you have to ask yourself, how much energy do you operate in on a daily basis?